Hey guys, and welcome to episode 6 of my Out of the Park Baseball 21 series with the Boston Red Sox. It is September 22nd, 2030. We are 3 years into our, I don't know if you can even call it a rebuild. We really had a 1-year rebuild in 2028. And we won 106 games last year, and we were even better this year. Finishing the season 114-48. We absolutely steamrolled the competition as we head into the postseason. And we've got some injury issues here as we head towards postseason play. You can see the big one, Sixto Sanchez, out for 8 months with a bad shoulder. He'll be back by the start of next season, but losing him and his 18-6 mark on the season really hurts. Paul Campbell, our number 5 starter, is also out. So we really have 3 effective starters going into the postseason. I still don't know who our number 4 starter is going to be. It can't be Omar Sanchez because we called him up at the roster expansion, so he won't be eligible. So we're going to have to figure out what to do that 4th starter role. Mario Gonzalez is out for 4 weeks. He sprained his thumb. He'll miss the postseason. And Jared Kelenic is out for another 5 days. He had an injury-riddled first season with the Red Sox. So the injury bug came back and bit us pretty heavily in the butt down the stretch. So let's take a look at our pitching staff, and then we'll figure out what to do. Actually, we got to look at these guys from here. So Sanchez, another great season for us. 35-8 in the last 2 years as a member of the Red Sox. 6.5 WAR, 162 ERA plus, over a strikeout an inning, less than a home run per 9 innings. He was phenomenal. I'm not sure. He's got an opt-out after this year. I don't know if he'll take it. I mean, $35 million is a ton of money, but I mean, he could potentially get a long-term deal with what he did this year. Paul Campbell, our number 5 starter that we brought in on that 3-year with 2 team options contract, pitched really well, 14-7, 4.35 ERA at the back of the rotation, good for 3 WAR. You can't ask for more than that out of your number 5, I don't think. So, not sure if we're going to exercise his option. I think a lot of it depends on what Sanchez does and what Rodolfo does as well, because I believe he's got an opt-out too. Oh, he's going to opt out after next season, so we still have him for 1 more year after this. So we will have to take a look. Jared Kelenic, like I said, very injury-riddled season, missed 60 games on the year. All in all, I mean, it wasn't bad. 814 OPS, 2.3 WAR in 93 games. I mean, that puts him on pace for, about a 4-win season, roughly, if you played a full season. Far cry, obviously, from his 8-win season a year ago, but we have to hope that he's able to bounce back next season because we have him locked up for 5 more years after this. So we'll see how it goes. All right, so let's take a look at our batting and pitching stats, and then we will get into... Actually, I want to look at some of the histories too, since we've been now in this season, or this series, I guess, for this world. It's probably a better way to put it. This world for about a decade. The first 6 or 7 seasons with the Cubs and the last few with the Red Sox. So we'll take a look and see how some of the star players have done. Yoan Moncada had just a crazy good year, 6.3 WAR. We're paying him $14 million, and he put up these numbers: 47 doubles, 33 home runs, 123 runs knocked in, 121 runs scored, 974 OPS. He was everything we could have wanted and more. He was what we were hoping we would get out of Kelenic. So, you know, it's okay. Kato Mori continues to play above his ratings, well above his ratings. 304, 340, 468, career highs and everything. 17 home runs, 92 runs knocked in, 6.2 WAR. Will likely win another Gold Glove this year at shortstop. He's just been fantastic for us. Devin Cassie, his first full season was a success. 946 OPS, 5.2 WAR. 22 home runs, walked 96 times. He was fantastic for us. And again, I love this profile because you're going to get a ton of gap power, a ton of walk. You're going to get a ton of home runs, a ton of walks. You're going to get a high on base percentage, high slugging percentage, even if the average is a little low. And if Cassie can hit 280, he's going to be an animal. And he's only 24. So Ronier Quintero, probably the best decision I've made as a GM of the Red Sox. We claimed him on waivers prior to opening day in our second season as a member of in our first season. 20, yeah, in our first season. And he's just been a revelation behind the plate. Put up another almost 5-win season this year behind the plate. 863 OPS. Throughout 32% of base runners, he's just been phenomenal. And he's going to be looking for a huge pay bump this offseason in arbitration. I think he goes from the league minimum to, I think he wants $9 million. So huge bump there. Mario Guerreca was hurt part of the year. Struggled down the stretch a little bit, but still had a pretty good year. 3-win season, 27 home runs. He's been pretty good for us in his 3 seasons, 20 home runs and almost 30 home runs and 80 RBIs is what you can expect out of him, and I'll take that. Daniel Corona Jr. didn't have a bad second season. His numbers were pretty much identical across the board. Hits for a lot of gap power, a lot of doubles. And it's good for 15 to 20 home runs. So again, you can't have all-stars at every position. So at some positions you got to have some guys that are just okay, and Corona's one of those for us. Joey Van Luke, I gotta figure out a way to get him some more playing time. He only hit 381 last year in 223 at bats, 37 extra base hits out of his 85 hits, 592 slugging, 981 OPS, 2.2 WAR. I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, maybe next year it makes sense to move Moncada to third, have Corona in that super sub role since he can play all 3 positions, and play Van Luke at DH or first base. I got to get his bat into the lineup somehow. I mean, he hit 380 this year, so I got to figure that out. And just as a reminder, if you look at his last couple months of the season, he only hit 567 in June. Hit 389 in July, and then he hit 500 in August. So the last 4 months of the season, he hit, and he hit 444 in 7 games in September. I mean, he hit close to, this got to be close to 450? I'm going to do the math real quick. Hang on. All right. All right, so he was 53 of 112 the last, 3+ months of the season, and he hit 473 from June on. 473 from June till the end of the season. So yeah, I got to figure out a way to get his bat into the lineup. Kristen Pash had a really nice season. This will likely be his last season with us. His contract is up and he wants a lot of money, but he had an 800 OPS, picked up left field just beautifully. I mean, he's up to a 95 in left field, so he's going to get paid next year. I just don't think it'll be by us. Mario Camposano continues to fill in admirably as a part-time starter / backup outfielder. Put up a 774 OPS. Played pretty well in the field, so he's very valuable. And then our bench: Cartaya, Medina, Chacon, Andujar. Miguel Andujar didn't play much, only ended up getting into 8 games. Hit a home run, but he'll be on the postseason roster as a pinch hitter. Matthew Lugo has slid into second base for Mario Gonzalez, unfortunately. So big hole in our lineup there. Pitching. I already took a look at the 2 guys who are out, but Jose Rodolfo won 20 games for us in his first year with the Sox, 246 strikeouts, 193 innings, 11.5 Ks per 9, 142 ERA plus, 3.2 FIP, 5.6 WAR. Dustin May had a great season, 16-6, 3.52 ERA, well worth the $11 million or whatever we're paying him. 182 Ks and 209 innings. Just fantastic. Asa Lacy had a pretty good season, 13-9, 3.48. His FIP was a little high at 4.2. So, of my starters, of my top 4 starters, he's probably the weak link, and he's making $18 million. I think he's got an opt out at the end of this year, so it wouldn't surprise me to see him take it, but we'll see how it goes. Luis Perales, in what will likely be his last season as a Red Sox as well, saved 38 games, struck out 113 in 68 innings. Was very, very good. But he's going to get expensive. He's already making $8 million now, so who knows what he's going to be asking for in free agency. And then the rest of my bullpen is starting to come along. Steve Yeager put up a 1.198 ERA, 1.5 WAR. John Alls pitched pretty well for us after picking him up. 27 games, 43 innings, 43 strikeouts. Seems good. Jacob Calhoun, we continue to ride him pretty heavily, and he was just okay. So I think we need to figure out a way to eliminate some of that workload from him. Zhong Wan Ta pitched pretty well in his second full season, 89 strikeouts in 75 innings. And then everybody else. Dempsey was okay. Therese Butcher was not okay. We'll probably look to move on from him this offseason. And then we called up a couple of our rookies just to get some time in, and they both handled themselves really well. Mike Valdivieso, 5 1/3 innings of 1 hit, 8 strikeout baseball in 3 games. And then Omar Sanchez started 3 games and pitched 18 1/3 and struck out 18. So a couple of young pitchers there. So front office wise, we have no money next year. You can see our salaries jump from 190 to 210, and that doesn't include Pash or Perales. So Lacey and Sanchez could potentially opt out. If they do, it's going to leave me with Rodolfo and May, and potentially Paul Campbell in my rotation. So we might have some work to do there. But before we do that, let's take a look at the standings really quickly. We finished 21 games up, and the Yankees won 9 in a row to make a run into the playoffs. The White Sox win the Central. The Angels win the West. The Astros are the second wildcard team. In the National League, the Braves win the East with an 82-80 record. The Cubs continue their dominance in the NL Central, going 103-59. Dodgers win the NL West, and it looks like the second wildcard is still up in the air as the Rockies and the Reds have to play a game 163. So let's look at the Cubs really quick. Our former club, looking very different these days. They still have some players from when we, or some holdovers, I guess. Eric Pena continues to play well at age 27. Hector Sanchez was a prospect that we traded for, I believe, from Toronto. Vlad Guerrero had a bit of a down season for him. Francisco Alvarez still doing okay. Dorian Gonzalez, who was probably one of my favorite Cubs, just due to his defense. He's probably due to win another Gold Glove this year. Had a really nice year. It's really, really good. I don't know why he isn't playing more. Pitching-wise, Jim Pruitt was the guy we got in the Rule 5 draft. And he's been just outstanding for them. Anthony Mendez, young starter. Edgar Mata was one of our prospects. Same with Alex Bernal. Mata's developed nicely. Wow. He's going to be good. Jose Marcano and Christopher Osorio are still kind of that 1-2 punch in their bullpen. Our minor league system's gone to hell at this point, but they keep winning, so it doesn't really matter. They have Noah Syndergaard, who I guess is hurt right now. He's 13-3 in this season, so that's how they're doing. I wanted to let's look at a bit of league history. I don't want to look at a bunch, but let's look at some of the career records and see if any of our players have, not our players, but players from our world have shown up in some of these reports. We go to, let's look at hits. We have anybody who's still playing up here? Jose Altuve, I think, is retired, but he's not in the Hall of Fame. He's got 2,800 hits. Anybody from our world who played after we started? Looks like Altuve is the top in hits. Nolan Arenado, just retired, 2,700 hits. How many home runs did Arenado have? 549 home runs. Let it finish building the report. Anybody else here? Oh, Machado's still playing. He's got 2,700 hits. He's got an outside shot at 3,000. Mookie Betts is still going strong. Mookie will likely hit 2,000 hits. The 2,700 hits still has an 81 contact. As long as he stays healthy, I think Mookie can pull it off. He's had 3 really nice seasons for the Mets. His contract is up after this season, so he will go someplace else. Mookie's got an outside shot at 3,000 hits. Let's take a look at. I want to look at home runs, and then that's about it, I think. As soon as this finishes loading. Let's go back one. Keep building the reports. Sorry about that. I just dropped my phone. Home runs. So Bonds is still first. Giancarlo Stanton finished 4th in home runs with 707. Mike Trout's still going at 657, but his career is winding down. Cody Bellinger, on the other hand, still going strong, coming off of back-to-back 44 and 60 home run seasons at age 35. He could, if he stays healthy, he could end up passing Bonds. He only needs, if he hits 40 home runs a year, that's he's 110 homers. That's 3 years. So if he can play like this for the next 3 years, he will pass Bonds by the time he's 38. Harper also has 656, and he's still going strong. He had 47 home runs last year. So Bellinger and Harper continue to slug away. Matt Olson on the list, 630 home runs for Matt Olson. Now remember, look at those last 3 seasons with the Dodgers, man. 66 home runs, 64 home runs, 61 home runs. Gleyber Torres, at age 33, already has 620 home runs. He's actually on pace to be ahead of Bellinger, but his numbers look like they're starting to slip a little, at least his ratings are. So that'd be interesting. We got 4 players who could potentially have a shot at Barry Bonds. Yordan Alvarez, 550 home runs. Miguel Sano ends up, look at this guy, his contact down to a 9. The 9. I gotta look at Miguel Sano. Look at these ratings. He didn't play in the majors this year. He played in the minors all season long. He had 121 in AAA. 121. Struck out 59 times on 124 bats. Oof. I think Miguel is just about done. Look at that last season. But look at this one. In 2028, he hit 166. He struck out 237 times in 500 bats. Unbelievable. All right, enough of that. Let's get to the postseason. Let's see who we're going to be facing. I guess we got to play that last that play-in game. So we'll play the 163, and then we'll see who we're playing in the offseason. So hang tight. All right, we are back. It is ALDS time, and wouldn't you know it, the Red Sox are going to be taking on the New York Yankees. So let's take a look at the Yankees schedule or roster real quick. See what we're going to be dealing with. I know we're going to be dealing with a couple of former Red Sox, Rafael Devers and Mookie Betts, the number 3 and 5 hitters in their lineups. Best offense in the American League, 302 home runs as a club. See Gleyber Torres at 48, Rafael Devers at 42, and they had 6 players with more than 20. Drew Waters, Betts, Mark Krause, Tyler Soderstrom, Brendan Rodgers at age 34, hitting 312, putting up a almost 900 OPS, and then Pat Schiff. Where did this come from? Look at those ratings and look at his hitting. I don't know where that came from. Pitching middle of the road. Forrest Whitley is their ace. Jaime Barria is their number 2. He's going to be starting game 1. They got a couple players down for the series. A couple of their starters, it looks like. Nate Pearson, the former Cub, and Alex Galvin are both out for the series. And we have to figure out who our number 4 starter is going to be. I guess Sanchez is on the rotation. Do I really want to go, though, with He's made 3. I have no choice. That's the problem. Not really anybody else here that I trust. We're going to go Omar Sanchez. We're going to give the kid a shot. So Rodolfo will be going game 1 against Jaime Barrera. Let's see how it goes. And we win on 1-0. We win easily. 5-1. Corona and Guerrero each homer. Guerrero goes 3 for 4 with a pair of RBIs. Corona, Moncada, and Casey each knock in runs. Rodolfo went 6, struck out 8, and alls came in and pitched 3 innings of shutout baseball. So good work there. So that was a solid pickup. Made it worth it right there. Game 2 looks like it'll be I don't want it to be Osalacy. I want it to be Dustin May. Let's get to game 2, and I will switch that up. Okay. Joan Duran against Dustin May. Duran was 13-9 with a 5.22 ERA during the regular season against Dustin May, who was a 16-game winner. Let's see what happens in game 2. And we take a 2-0 lead as we win 5-2. So May gets the win. Perales with the save. Pash, Kelenic, and Cassie all homer for us. Kelenic, Cassie, and Pash all had 2 hits as well. Maury with 3 hits and an RBI out of the 9-hole. Lugo had 2 hits and a run scored out of the 8-hole. So 5 for 6 with a run scored and a run knocked in out of the 8-9 hitters. May went 6 2/3. Yeager and Perales each pitched scoreless baseball. So that's 5 1/3 shutout innings out of my bullpen so far in 2 games. On to game 3. In New York. All right, time for game 3. Osalacy for us. The Yankees put their ace, Forrest Whitley, on the mound. And game 3 will go to the New York Yankees. They beat us 8-4. Gleyber Torres homers. Devers hits a pair. Looks like Lacy got beat around a bit. Yeah, 6 runs in 3 innings. He didn't even make it. Didn't get an out in the 3rd. Gave up 4 runs in 2 innings. Gave a pair of home runs. Butcher and Calhoun didn't pitch well. For us, Lugo hits a 2-run homer. Corona has 2 hits and an RBI. Quintero with an RBI. Guerrero and Moncada each with their hits. So go on to game 4. So that's going to be, and this is the big one. We're trusting the rookie here. Omar Sanchez against Pedro Avila in game 4. And we win 3-1. We win 9-6. Home runs by Quintero, Corona Jr., and Cassie. Waters and Torres homer for the Yankees. Daniel Corona Jr. was named the MVP. 5 for 15, a pair of home runs, and 6 runs knocked in. Let's look at the box score. It's a back and forth game. 6-4 after 4 innings. 6-6 in the 9th. We scored 3 runs in the top of the 10th. We're going to have to look and see what happened there. Sanchez was okay. 4 runs in 6 2/3 innings. Got the job done. Yeager and Perales came in. They each gave up a run, but they were a bit better than the Yankee bullpen. Let's look at the 10th inning and see what happened. Single by Devin Cassie. Pinch run 4 by Medina. Fly out by Pash. Daniel Corona with a 2-run bomb, followed by Ronier Quintero. Back-to-back home runs in the top of the 10th inning by Corona Jr. and Quintero. And then Morales came on and set the side down at the bottom of the 10th. And we advance to the American League Championship Series, taking on either the Angels or the White Sox. So I will be back when that playoff round starts. Hang on. All right, we are back, and we're going to be taking on the 85-77 Chicago White Sox, who surprised the 107-win Angels in the ALDS. So we went 8-1 against the White Sox. Yohan Moncada hit .488 against the White Sox this season. So looking to take it out on his former team. Let's take a look at the White Sox roster here. So middle of the road offense and not a very good pitching staff. So hopefully we have some luck here. So they're led by JJ Bleday continues to play really well for them. Hit 280. Nice bounce back season after struggling last year. Luis Robert, 33 years old at this point, and he has 430 home runs in his big league career. So I think the real White Sox would be very happy with that, I believe. Gavin Sheets continues to slug away, 40 home runs. Nick Madrigal at the top of their lineup. His looks like he has made his way back to the White Sox. Yeah, he played for our minor league system for the last couple of years and made his way back to the White Sox as their leadoff hitter. Kybert Ruiz put up some really good seasons back to back for the White Sox. Brett Beatty, a 30-year-old slugger, 48 home runs. So their offense is okay. A lot of power. Top home run hitting team in the big leagues or in the American League. Jose Barrios was their quote-unquote ace. He won 15 games and put up a 5 ERA. Miguel Padilla's not very good. A lot of walks. Brian Perez, not very good. And Daniel Lynch is a journeyman. So, yeah, they don't have a great rotation. So I'm hoping that this will be, I don't want to say easy, but I'm hoping it'll be easy. So let's get to it. Game number 1, Daniel Lynch against Jose Rodolfo. Red Sox lead 1-0 as we sneak past them 4-3. Scored a run on the bottom of the 9th. Jared Kelenic, 3 hits. Daniel Corona Jr. continues his hot hitting with a pair of runs knocked in. It looks like Guerrero had the game-winning hit. Rodolfo pitched well again. Our bullpen was fantastic again. Let's take a look at the bottom of the 9th. Lugo led off with a flyout. Maury popped out, so 2 outs, nobody on. Jared Kelenic doubles to left, and then Guerrero singles and then scores on a throwing error. So, top of the order, Kelenic and Guerrero getting it done for us in game number 1. And it doesn't look like Lynch started. Who started? Bello. Eric Bello started for the White Sox. Let's get on to game number 2. Daniel Lynch against Dustin May. We lead 2-0 as we win this one 6-2. Devin Cassie with a home run. 3-run shot for Cassie. Pash had a pair of doubles, knocked in a run. Kato Mori had a pair of RBIs at the bottom of the order. Dustin May went 5 2/3, giving up 2 runs. Again, bullpen pitched really well. 3 1/3 shutout baseball. So we go on to game 3 in Chicago. Messages, playoff coverage, game 3. Osalacy against Jose Barrios in, what's it called? It's not called the, I still call it the Cell. Yeah, it's named after a mortgage company. So anyway, let's get on to game 3. And we take a 3-0 lead as we beat them 9-3. Yohan Moncada with a pair of home runs. Corona with a home run. Devin Cassie with his second of the series. Scored 5 runs. It was 3-1 going into the 8th. We blew it open in the 8th. Moncada with 4 RBIs. Cassie with 2 RBIs. Corona with 2 RBIs. Kelenic and Guerrero went 5 for 10 between them. Lacey was really good. 3 hits, 1 run in 5 1/3. Valdivieso gave up a couple runs when it was 9-1. So not a huge deal there. And we are 1 game away from an American League Championship Series sweep and a trip to the World Series. We're going to have the rookie Omar Sanchez on the mound against Miguel Padilla for the White Sox. And we sweep them. We win 6-4. We dominated that series. Pash and Corona, homer for us. Sheets and Beatty, homer for them. Again, Sanchez struggled a little bit this time. 3 runs and 3 hits, 3 walks, and 3 2/3 innings. Threw 100 pitches in 3 2/3 innings. 5 1/3 innings of 2-hit, 1-run ball out of the bullpen. Christian Pash with 3 RBIs. Corona with another couple of RBIs. MVP for the series is Christian Pash, who hit .467 with a home run and 5 knocked in. So we move on to the World Series. Let's see who we will be playing. Be right back. All right, we're back, and we're going to be taking on the Atlanta Braves in the World Series. We get a couple people back from injury, which is really nice. I don't know if we can stick them on the roster. Let's see. So the first thing we're going to do is take Sanchez off the roster, bring Campbell back, and then we are going to have any. I do have speed. I got Campusano, so we're going to pull Medina off the roster and put Gonzalez back. So we go to our pitching staff, put Campbell back in our 4 spot, go to our lineup, and Gonzalez is back in 2 days, so he'll be back for game 3, I believe. Or maybe, he'll be back for game 3. So we will let Lugo play the first 2 games, and then Gonzalez will be back. So let's look at the Atlanta Braves. Braves went 82-80 and are in the World Series. 12th in runs scored, 3rd in runs against. So good pitching staff, struggle with their offense. You can see they're still led by Ronald Acuna Jr. At 32 years old at this point, Acuna has had a really, really nice career. 457 home runs, 2,100 hits, a career 76 WAR, is in the middle of their lineup. Continues to play good baseball. Beyond that, it's a bit of a struggle. Bobby Dalbec, the former Red Sox farmhand, has bounced around a bit, hit 32 home runs, but only hit 200. Micker Adolfo, another one who's bounced around a bit. Their offense is just not very good. I'm pretty confident going into this. Pitching staff is pretty solid. They have some injuries. I don't know if any of them are anything of note. It doesn't really look like it. Josh Alger, 27-year-old, is their ace. 3.02 ERA. Great stuff. Tucker Davidson is their number 2. He's getting up there in age, but had a pretty good season. Huascar Inyoa, who we had in our Pistol Shrimp series, has done pretty well. And Jacob Nix is their number 4. Yeah, so I'm feeling pretty confident about this. Feeling pretty confident that we have a World Series title in our grasp here. All right, so let's get to it. It's going to be Jose Rudolfo against Josh Alger in game 1. And we win 1-0 as we hammer them 10-3. Bobby Dahlbeck homers twice. Passion Quintero homer for us. We're up 6-0 before the Braves even knew what hit them. Borrego 3 hits and an RBI. Okada 2 hits and an RBI. Pash with 3 runs knocked in. Rodulfo went 7, only giving up 2 hits. Alger didn't make it out of the second. So, very solid first game. Game number 2, Huascar Inyoa and Dustin May. And we lead 2-0 as we win 9-4, another easy one. Shea Langelier homers for them. Lugo looking to, I think I may just keep Lugo out there. He's played pretty well here in the postseason for us. Let's look at his batting splits. Postseason on here. Yeah, I mean, he's 15 for 35 with 2 home runs and 6 RBIs in the postseason. So I think we'll just leave him in there. Box score. Dustin May went 5, giving up 3 runs, striking out 9. Bullpen continues to dominate. Moncada and Cassie, each with 2 runs knocked in. Lugo had 3 runs knocked in. So we move on to game 3. Looking to close this one out. And if we do close it out, I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I might continue to play. See how it goes, and if we continue to dominate, then I might step back, because I tend to get bored when I play teams that win 115, 120 games every year. I don't find that fun. I like to rebuild and maintain. So we might play another year or two with the with the sorry about that message with the Red Sox. I'll be right back, guys. Hang on. All right, sorry about that. I had to deal with a work issue. So we are back. It is time for Game 3. We look to take a commanding 3-0 series lead here in the World Series. Asa Lacy against Tucker Davidson for the Braves. And the Braves come back and they win Game 3. 1-0. Ronald Acuna Jr. with a home run in the bottom of the 6th to account for the only run. Asa Lacy really good. 6 innings, 3 hits. Tucker Davidson just a bit better. 4 hits, no runs, 8 strikeouts in 8 1/3. On to Game 4. Paul Campbell getting his first start in about 6 weeks. He'll be facing Jacob Nix. And we win to move within 1 game of a World Series championship. Hash and Cassie both homer for us. Kalanish goes 2 for 5 with a pair of runs knocked in. Campbell went 5, which is fine. Gave up 2 runs. And then our bullpen came in and shut it down with 4 innings of 4-hit, 1-run ball. Struck out 11 in those 4 innings. Okay, guys, it is time for Game 5. Jose Rodolfo against Josh Alger. We win the World Series. Let's keep our fingers crossed. And we win 1-0. Jose Rodolfo picks up the win. 7 innings, 7 1/3 innings, 4 hits, 1 K, 10 strikeouts. Moncada and Cassie each with a pair of hits. Cassie with the lone RBI and the MVP. Look at that. Matthew Lugo. We almost put him on the bench when Mario Gonzalez came back, and we made the decision not to, and the decision paid off as the 29-year-old Lugo, who only hit .246 and he hasn't hit a home run in the big leagues in 2 full seasons, hit one in the World Series here, and leads us to the 2030 World Series. So let's go ahead and sim ahead to the end of the playoffs. A dominating run it was. 3-1 win over the Yankees, a 4-0 sweep over the White Sox, and then a 4-1 win over the Braves. 11-2 in the postseason for the 2030 Boston Red Sox, who win their first World Series in 12 years. Me and my players join the Immortals. So we win 114-48 evolution. It just brings stuff up. Oh, that's interesting. I never knew that was there. All right. So that is going to do it for this episode. Our next episode will be the off season, as we are going to try to repeat. We have some decisions to make in the postseason. What are we going to do with some of our players who are potentially opting out? Got some contracts that are up, some people that we're going to have to re-sign or people that we're going to have to replace. But all that will take place next time. So please leave a like. All that will happen next time. So please leave a like, subscribe, let me know your thoughts. And until we talk again, everybody take care. Bye-bye.